Hey Dan, hello Nikki. It is September the 10th. What day is that? Tuesday. And Dan, you may think that you have prompted me to make a video by virtue of your mention of Diana Nyad. I appreciate the fact that in order to get me to make a video, you're actually willing to talk about swimming. But that is in fact not why I'm making this video. It just has been, I know it's been a long time. And, well, you know, like you guys, I've been busy, and I don't know why. Sometimes, you know how it is, you go through these times when you just don't feel like making videos. And actually what it was I knew that I had to go back and watch all of your videos again, since you guys have put up several, in order to respond back to them. And that's really the reason why I have not made a video. I mean, I've done a lot of video-worthy stuff since I last made one, but I really feel like I needed to make, you know, again, respond back to your guys' videos first. So, Nikki, you've had Splish and Splash time. You've had zip lining through Uma Uma. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. I can't remember what you said in your video, but I prefer Uma Uma because I think it sounds, you know, like I've got a Thurman fixation. So, are you done with all your traveling? Or, I mean, you always say that we're done with our traveling now, and then the very next week you're in somewhere. You know, some coast or some beach or some gambling haven. So I hope you are well in Corvallis or Monroe, as the case might be, and that you and Mike and the girls are doing well, and that you're back from all your travels and school has started and you are back to thinning out the bird population on the back roads of Monroe. Dan, obviously you've made several more videos. You went to Minot. I really loved the video with the huge storm, you guys out there playing. That's my kind of weather for swimming, as you probably know. Backpacking. You know, you and I actually talked about that, about your backpacking trip. So I'm glad you got to use all your man toys. That's good. And I think I talked to Glenn about it, and we can definitely backpack and camp when you're here. So we'll something in my hair. Just make sure it's not a bug. We'll plan on doing that on the backwaters in down on the Mississippi near Glenn's house. So. Yeah, good. The addition on Brad's house. You're right, Brad is not happy unless he is adding on or tearing down or otherwise evolving his domicile. 10-word videos. You know, that reminds me of when we were going to do 4-minute videos, and that lasted for about 4 minutes. So yes, but your 10-word video, did you mean greater than or equal to, or not, or equal to or less than 10-word videos? Because your 10-word video was actually an LTOETTWV video. It was a less than or equal to 10-word video, as it only had 2 words, and I thought maybe you meant 10 syllables, but only had 5 syllables. So, confused a little bit. Yes, I have been following the U.S. men's national team, of course. I did watch the highlights of the Costa Rica match. They were beat. And I tried to watch some of the highlights of the U.S. men's victory over Mexico. By the way, why is Dempsey taking penalty kicks now? That was Sounded like a really bad miss on that one he took in the 90th minute. I know it was irrelevant, but still. Anyway, so I'm glad that you watched it, and that it turned out in your favor. And what I don't know is, I know that Mexico, if they stay in fourth place, you said they were in third. They're actually in fourth place, right? If they stay in fourth place, then they get to play New Zealand. But honestly, 1-6-1, and they get to play to still be in the World Cup. That's sad. And Nikki, if you don't know what any of that means, ask Dan for a private tutorial. He'll probably even set it to music for you. So that's what you guys have been up to. Let's see, what have I been up to? Lots of things. I'm taking a class at Winona State. I'm taking astronomy. It's a 100 level class. But I am really interested in it. So far, we have talked about, indirectly, because I'm doing a lot of reading on my own, as you can imagine, talked about the speed of light and how the speed of light is constant. So whether you're moving towards light or away from light, light always is measured at its speed, what's at 186,000 miles per second. I also read somewhere that what gravity does is it actually bends space-time, so that, for example, Earth is rotating, is not revolving around the sun. Earth is actually moving in a straight line, but what's happening is it looks like it's moving around the sun because the sun is bending the sun's gravitational field is so strong it's bending space-time. So I think that's a pretty cool idea. And you know how I feel about gravity. Nikki, I don't know if you know how I feel about gravity, but I think gravity is probably about the coolest thing. It's the closest thing we have to magic, and I'm just really into it. So I'm in a lecture hall with 200 other, mostly freshmen and sophomores, and I sit in the front row. It's like going to the theater. That way I can pretend I don't see anybody else. It's just me and the professor. Until she called me out, and I had to stand up in front of class and pretend I was the autumnal equinox. That was a drag, but I got over it. I'm also in a play. Tonight was the second rehearsal. It's called The Drowned Man, as in D-R-O-W-N-E-D, The Drowned Man. And it's set in 1905. It's another locally written play, produced by the same theater company that did Rockwell Kent. And I don't have as big of a part in this one, which I'm very glad about. It's about a millionaire in 1905 who lived just outside of Winona, who came into Winona one fateful evening only to find his fate in the Mississippi River. He drowned under suspicious circumstances, and the play is centered on the police chief, one of his officers, a madam in town, and the coroner, who also is an ear, nose, and throat doctor in town, who's a good friend of the chief's, and a Secret Service agent who's coming through town investigating this crime for the marshals, for the federal marshals. And I am the Secret Service agent. So it's it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be. Actually, I'm really looking forward to it. Let's see what else is happening. Preston is running cross country. He's been doing very well. His best time so far is 21:17 for 5K, and he's got a meet on Thursday, which also is Duncan's birthday. Duncan's in town for 4 weeks. He leaves for Greece on September 28th. He's been working at Mugby. We've also been skiing a lot. Dan, thank you for pointing out the fact that I, in fact, in that video, am the worst skier, and you were accurate. I am, in fact, the worst skier in that video. Of the people I ski with, I am certainly the least skilled, and my learning curve seems to be steeper and long-lasting. So we've been skiing the course. There's 6 buoys on this course. In order for a buoy to count, you have to get around it and back to the middle of the wake with the rope in your hand. I often get to the middle of the wake sans rope as I'm somersaulting across the wake on my way to a spectacular finish. So I've gotten 2 buoys so far. Jen, Kyle's wife, who I compete head-to-head with, has gotten 3 buoys. And that's what, in that last video, I lost cookies. The bet was cookies, so I had to make her a batch of cookies. She also got 2 buoys before me. That bet was ice cream in Bayfield, which of course I also had to buy her. 4 buoy bet is dinner. I have to cook dinner, or yeah, I'm already saying me, so it's probably going to be me. It's really, it's kind of a bummer. I was never the last kid to get it, growing up, and suddenly. I don't know whether I'm sure it has a great deal to do with age. Certainly doesn't have anything to do with desire. But my knee has swollen up to about twice its size, my left knee. Doesn't mean I'm not skiing, it just hurts a whole lot more. In that, I got that on a nasty fall where the ski twisted before it came off. So we've been skiing an awful lot. Duncan's been out skiing. He's already gotten 2 buoys and almost gotten 3. So and he just has only skied 3 times. But he's really good. He's fun. It's fun to watch him. Though he took a really nasty fall this last time we were out. So we'll see how he fares next time. Actually, we're going to be out Thursday because it's his birthday, and we're going to go to Preston's meet and then go out for a celebratory ski with Glenn and Kyle and Jen. So that's how Duncan's doing. Marshall is doing well. He's still doing karate. School has started here. He had started high school with some trepidation, and actually really likes it. Do you guys remember having those classes that you really were into? You were fascinated by the subject, and he's got a couple of those, so I'm really happy for him. He's doing challenge geometry, and he really likes geometry. He also is going to be starting the bassoon soon, and he has got a couple of bassoons he just brought home today for the local bassoon mistress to check out, and he's going to start getting lessons from said bassoon mistress, and also going to be playing it in the band at the school, which is great because there's very few bassoonists out there. So if you can be proficient at bassoon, you generally have a place in most orchestras. Colleen has started back this week with gymnastics. She's been doing it kind of on and off during the summer, but now it's back to 3 times a week, getting ready for competition again. That covers all the kids. Beth is in grad school, of course, is taking 1 class, and just went to hot yoga last night. If you don't know what hot yoga is, look it up. Yeah, that's about all I've got. I think I'll end it with a picture. No, I won't. I'll do that in another video. So anyway, that's all. I'm going to bed, and go USA.